Hello and welcome everyone. Very excited to be here with you guys again today. So just want to say a big hello to everybody. It's really awesome to see you guys, and just saw that obviously you guys have got a bit of a time difference thing going on in the US at the moment. So a bit of a change in time, but that's okay. We can work with that. We pretty much don't change here on the Gold Coast. So our time zone is like constant, so I'm not going to be changing with you guys. We'll have to just try and keep on top of that. But hey, Christine, good to see you. Panda, good to see you got your CDs over there. Awesome. Fantastic. We've got Israel. Rodriguez, Smiling Man is here, everybody. Tom Cott, good to see you as well. And I saw Angel. I don't know if you're still here. I saw you just a moment ago in the chat, and sorry that the time difference is not going to be your friend today to be here, but that's okay. So I will see you on the replay and catch up with you then. So that is all good. But Jason Matthew, we've got here Snow Angel, Stephen Jones, Eduardo Romero. Hey, hello over there in Brazil. Good to see you. Could make it back this week. Awesome. Dave Bukowski. Wish we didn't have daylight savings. No, it's Fallen X. Hey, Fallen. Everyone, Fallen X is one of the amazing dancers in, I think, just about every one of my industrial dance videos. He's in, what do we got? Human, Need to Change, Skyscrapers, and undoubtedly the next one. So Fallen X, I'm hoping to get an interview with. Just going to put it out there. He knows. I keep bugging him. But yes, very cool to see my friend in Mexico. Crimson Hex, good to see you. Vince Clark, excellent. He can make it when his day job is dead. Well, that's all. We all kind of want to get rid of the day jobs, don't we? Just secretly. Fantastic. Good to see you guys. Awesome. So, all good. Now, we've got a pretty big day here today. Very exciting. Going to be, obviously, having the first ever industrial dancer interview. So, that is Ciwana Black. If we haven't worked out how to say that yet, it's Ciwana. I love that name. Beautiful girl. And very excited to have her here as well. Hey, Daryl Minton over there. Jason Matthew. Excellent. Miyuki. Excellent. Good to see you guys. Awesome. And Michael Casaburi, stuck at work but rocking out. Fantastic, Michael. Keep it up. I highly encourage. Music makes the day and everything go that much better, doesn't it? Awesome. So, yes, we've got the first ever industrial dancer interview. That is super exciting. And we've got a very cool topic of the week this week as well, which I'm really looking forward to sharing. I made a little post about it the other day about how to deal with bullies. This is a pretty big focus in Australia, New Zealand, all of that, this side of the world. I'm interested to know if it is actually as big a focus for you guys over like in the US, Mexico, all of that at the moment. It is very current here, and it is a very interesting topic. Anyway, I'll come back to that one. That I'm kind of looking forward to that. Hey, LEDT, he's new. Good to see you. We like new people here as well. We have some regulars here and some that people I love dearly that make it just about every week, and always love to see some new faces as well. So awesome. All right, so then we're going to also have a look at some amazing remixes. We've got trivia coming up, which is always heaps of fun, and basically then we've also got, which I will try and hold in a really fantastic fashion, we have the giveaway for the 3 EPs, which is just what I love to do every week. It's for whoever has been, liking, sharing, commenting on the Facebook page. That's the one I want, Facebook page. Whoever's been there doing that, I love to give back and say thank you. And yeah, it's a way of sharing the love with you guys. So we have the blue bowl, the infamous blue bowl for that one, which is going to turn purple eventually. It's going to happen. Hold the vision. Excellent. So we got that one, and then of course if the person who wins gets their name out of that blue bowl, they're going to win an extra prize, which is the prize that the people of the trivia win as well. So what will that be? You'll find out later. All right. So before I get started today, I really want to just give a really special shout out, because I kind of forgot to do this last week. But I want to give a shout out to my team, because you guys, as you know, it's really just a team of 3 of us, and there's Marwa and Brad and me, and these guys kind of help me really put together, like, especially the whole performance stream, where we've got, you know, a crazy amount of lighting, sound engineering, screens, vision, audio, all of this going on in the studio, and these 2 guys put in tireless amounts of hours and all of this leading up to these events, and just superstars. So mwah, big love to my team, and I just want to give them a special shout out, because they're behind the scenes. You don't get to see them except when they make cameos in my video clips, which I try to do regularly, and always going to get them in there somehow, some way. So fantastic. Yay, Crimson Hex says go team. That's it, we are one team, one dream, and you guys are part of that team, and I love you dearly for it. So awesome. Excellent. So Maria Curry, good to see you. Just saw you pop in there. Admirante number 1. I don't know what that means, but whatever you've just said there in a different language, but thank you for being here all the same. And Dominic Possa, greetings from Louisiana. Fantastic. I think I don't think we've had anyone from Louisiana that I've known of so far, so fantastic. All good. All right, and just also want to give a little special shout out to some of the people who've just become patrons in the last couple of weeks and just sort of joined me over there, which is like Facundo Perez and Hobie Bonelli, Risveglio. Hello, Risveglio in Italy, by the way, if you're not here. Always sending out some love to Italy. And Malin, Agile Bill, Alex, Flynn Taggart, you know, you guys really, it means the world to me to have you guys join me on the Patreon side, because it's just that bit of support and all of that, which all of you guys also do right here, right now, and just love it. So fantastic. Hey, Ron Carlson is there. He's on vacation in the mountains. Sounds pretty good, Ron. Send some mountain vibes out for the rest of us. That sounds really good. Excellent. And yeah, there is, Smiling Man says there is no Iron Team. That's right. I've heard someone say there's no Iron Team, but there is a me, but I don't think that's quite really the idea of it. Excellent. So yeah, big love to all of you guys for the big love to all of you guys for the support, and you know, just everything that you do, just being here every week and being here with you is just amazing. So the very first thing we're going to be doing today is actually moving on to the interview with Ciwana, which is going to be very, very exciting. So just to give you kind of like a bit of background on Ciwana, she is an amazing dancer. I mean, she's been doing it for a while. You know, she is just incredible and absolute superstar. And so she has quite a bit of a following with her YouTube. She is you know, someone who uploads fairly regularly, and she has some really great content. I've learned some real great tricks off her, actually. Like, sometimes it can be fashion or hair things or anything that hey, X Genesis, didn't see you there before. Oh, good to see you, Axe. Fantastic. All right. And yeah, so Ciwana Black, she is, like I said, superstar. You know, I've really had the privilege of having her in a couple of my music videos. She was in Need to Change, she is in Skyscrapers, and definitely hoping to have her in more, because she just is amazing. And yeah, basically she brings a real elegance but also a power to her dancing. You know, she's a very strong woman. You know, you look at her moves and everything. She is absolutely strength, empowerment, everything that you kind of want to encapsulate in a woman and that sort of thing. And yeah, so it was really great to have the opportunity to interview with Ciwana, because obviously being in Germany, she, you know, the time difference is a little tricky to work out. So I was sending through questions and she sends through the answers and filmed that for me and putting that together. Richard NC says Ciwana total package. Absolutely. She's amazing. So very, very excited to share the interview with Ciwana, and she'll even give us a few little pointers on some dance moves for you guys. So very, very cool. Definitely, you know, she does a lot for the industrial scene, and she really sort of has this amazing love for it, and she's a real sort of key, I think, member of the community. So let's have a little look and share some love with Ciwana Black.
Hey, hier ist Ciwana. Well, I had this really good friend who was like, I will be going to a concert with friends. We are listening to music that you probably won't like, and I was like, hey, I want to listen to the music. And that was ego nice, and I mean, like, I didn't have to do a lot with Gas subculture at all beforehand, and then it was like right away at Ego Noise. But I fell in love with them, so they were like the first industrial band I was actually listening to. And then I saw the Pong dance video, and that's when I kind of fell in love. I don't like listening to Pong anymore because I've listened too much to it, but pretty much that was the song that got me into industrial dancing, I guess. So I'm actually not sure when I started industrial dancing, but I think it has been maybe 2012 or 2013? 2012? I think it's like 6 years now or so that's a long time. So when I started industrial dancing, I would actually practice like 5 times a week, 1 or 2 hours, so that was a lot. I did this for the first like 2 or 3 years. To be honest, I don't practice as much anymore, mostly maybe because I have a kid and so I don't have so much time. But I do a lot of sports to actually like keep my stamina up and my power, so I do 5 times a week sports, but it's maybe just like 1 time actually practicing industrial dance. I'm not sure how to answer this. Like, there's not this one track where I'm like listening it over and over again, but I think a lot of the old music from Disastrous I absolutely love, like things like Electric Butterfly. I think that is a song I can always listen to again and again and again. Maybe the hair pieces and the dreads, so I'm not always wearing like the typical cybergoth hair pieces, but at the moment I'm also wearing dreads and I actually love doing stuff to my hair, so probably my favorite part is hair pieces and such. Actually, I probably would like to add more people to the subculture. Like, I feel like when I started industrial dancing, that was kind of like the prime time, and ever since it became like less bands and less people actually doing it. But I would actually love to see again more new dancers that come into the scene, also, yeah, maybe new fashion elements that I can't even think of yet. And I would love to see more new electro bands. I feel like the older bands have gotten softer over the time, so I would actually love, well, like harder music again. I know that there are a couple of new bands out there that are doing that now, so if I could add anything to the scene, that would be more people, more dancers and more new electro bands. Well, I think it's kind of depends on which mood I've been in beforehand. So if I'm happy, I'm happier. If I was angry, then I'm more content and calmer. If I've been sad, kind of drown in the sadness while dancing, but usually I feel better afterwards, after the dancing. So I guess industrial dancing in general just makes me more happier. I like reading books, I enjoy gaming, I like meeting my friends, I like going out, I enjoy doing makeup, so I guess it's a lot, and I just have to see where I put my time in. Watch YouTube videos, grab yourself a mirror, like a large one, and then just try and copy whatever you saw. And I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, you copied the moves, but like in the beginning you need to copy, and as you progress and like dance for yourself, you will start getting better and better and better. Don't upload your first video right away to YouTube or anything, because it's probably gonna be crap. Like mine have been crap, and pretty much everybody I know the first videos are crap. So it takes time to learn industrial dancing also. Like everything takes time, so don't expect your first video or your first tries to be perfect. Just like practice, practice, practice. I'm about to be hitting 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so I'm really looking forward to actually hit that goal this year. I would love to do a major dance video where I do a longer choreography this year. Another dream and goal that is coming true this year is that I'm actually dancing on stage at 2 major festivals, so at the Wave Gothic Treffen and at the Amphi Festival. Yeah, but I've worked all these years, and this year I will be rewarded with dancing on festival stages. So I actually have 2 moves that I really like. One that is just, like I just learned recently, and that is you put your hands together, put them over your head, and then pull down to one hip and pull down to the other hip. That is a move that probably works best for female or feminine dancers, because it is really feminine. And there's another move that I really like that I've been doing for quite a while now, that is you like take this hand here and take the other one to the elbow and then just twist and twist and twist. And you can do this on the other side as well. And twist and twist.
Alright, you guys, so that was Ciwana Black, and it looks like you guys were enjoying that as much as me in the chat over here. That is awesome. So yeah, a lot of big love to Ciwana. She is quite a superstar, and you know, busy person, busy mum. Like, just amazing that, you know, she's still a testament to pursuing your dreams and doing what it takes to do that, you know, despite having a busy life. And here's another little fun fact about Ciwana, is that she is studying as well at the moment to be an electrical engineer. So there you go. Very, very full schedule, very busy woman, and just awesome. Yes, she is. And I love that someone said here that, you know, preach great advice about, you know, practice. And, you know, that's, I've had someone else say that in it regards to singing, and so it's something that I sort of apply to singing as well. It's like, if you really want to get good at something, you know, you really want to get good, then you really do need to kind of practice that 5-6 times a week, an hour or 2 a day. That kind of thing is actually what it takes if you really want to put in that effort and get good, because otherwise you're kind of just going to beat yourself up that, oh well, you know, this isn't really working. It's like, well, you give yourself a real chance, because, you know, everybody does take that little bit of time to get where they want to get with it. You know, it's not like everybody just sits down and goes, oh look, I can do this now. Hey, I've practiced for 5 minutes, I'm amazing. So it's great. Hey Hobie, how you doing? Good to see you over here. Awesome. So yeah, really cool to share the spotlight with Ciwana. She is just awesome, and like I said, hopefully looking forward to having some more of her in some videos in the future as well, because she just brings amazing stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, that's it. Believing in yourself. Absolutely. Crimson Hex, that's right. All good. Excellent. And yeah, so now we're going to kind of move on to the topic of the week part of the show, which is, you know, obviously something I always love, and hopefully you guys love it as much as I do. It's something that I found, yeah, it just is about really kind of connecting with what I'm inspired to share each week and that sort of thing. So this particular week, we're actually going to look at a pretty interesting subject. It's how to deal with bullies. And this is something that, you know, obviously like a lot of us go through. Pretty much everybody's been through it at some point or other in your life. And it is something that, as I mentioned a moment ago, it's quite a big focus over here at the moment. It definitely is something that I think people are trying to get a head around how to deal with it, especially like in schools, even in workplaces and that sort of thing. You know, people don't really quite know what to do with it, is this the thing I seem to find, because there's a lot of emphasis on anti-bullying campaigns, or there's, you know, say no to bullying and that kind of thing, or step in and protect people and all this sort of focus, which is all good. But it's one-sided. And, you know, I love to come at things from a bit of a different perspective. And I always love to look at the universal laws, because the universal laws is always about balance, and it's about governing forces that override and connect everything. So it is a very, very interesting subject. I will do my best to cover all kind of questions and things that have come in around this through my Facebook and messages and things. And yeah, you know, so as you know, I love to come at things from a different perspective. So I'm not here to kind of tell you everything that mainstream media is already saying. You know, that's just not the angle that I come from, because as you know, I do like to look at things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, because that's what actually shifts things, and that's what actually changes the current reality. It's like you can't... a friend of mine actually had a great quote yesterday. I saw it on Facebook, and it was, "You can't fly like an eagle with the consciousness of a chicken." Have a think about that one. I love that. You can't fly like an eagle with the consciousness of a chicken. So we're all about eagle consciousness here today. Hey, Frank Lee, I just saw you pop in there, and you are absolutely not late. You just missed an interview. You can catch that on the replay, but we're just getting into topic of the week over here. So welcome. All good. And The Edge, hey, good to see you. Hey, Brioni, what about... something about stomp on bullies? I'm not too sure about that one. But anyway, all good. We're all about change in perspective, moving things to a sort of higher level of thinking over here. So, all right. So, you know, first of all, to go into the kind of overall look at bullying. You know, first of all, I've definitely experienced it myself. You know, I shared about a bit about this a little while ago, and how, you know, I had a really difficult year when I was 11 in school, and my class, there was one particular girl, and there was a little group that sort of followed her, and she was sort of really, really picking on me quite heavily, and then when I was like sick and at home and then came back to school, I actually came back and found my whole desk had been pushed to the edge of the classroom, like I was like outcast. And you go, wow, that was pretty significant. And, you know, so I've been through some challenges like that. And even though it was hard to see at the time, what I could see now, looking at it from a higher perspective, was that it was actually disconnecting me from people that I didn't want to be connected with. And I ended up connecting in with the smart kids and really genuine, authentic people. And I actually started writing modern music. I started connecting with my music more. There's this whole little chain of events that kind of tipped around in that particular year. You know, a really challenging year, but there was a lot of finding myself that happened in that year as a result. And I, of course, at 11, you don't really know all of that. You don't connect with all of that. You just keep going in your, you know, sort of survival mode, really. But yeah, it's you know, that was one of my sort of first experiences. And yeah, it was interesting, because I think when you haven't fully healed an experience, you'll get more opportunities to later in life. You know, it's always something that, if it's not fully equilibrated in the mind, if it's not fully healed, yeah, you know, we're always going to get more challenges along those lines later on. And yeah, so something that I came to learn later, you know, through my studies, through DeMartini and doing breakthrough experiences and things like that, I came to learn how every challenge has a benefit. You know, every challenge has a service, and it can be reframed in the mind when you learn to sort of ask the right questions about it. So it's all about how you see it. You know, there's only events that happen. It's how you perceive them that will change exactly the effect that they have on you in your life, and whether or not it's, you know, emotional baggage moving forward, or if it's actually fuel to your fire, or if it's, you know, something that just actually makes you sort of stand up and you know, protect yourself, or if it may empower you in some sort of way. There's always going to be a particular angle that is going to be of service to you about it, because nothing happens by accident. There's always a reason for everything, and it's really just a matter of asking the right questions that lead you to find it. So, you know, it was interesting because, gosh, you know, looking back now, I look at, you know, before I knew all of that, you know, as I said, I can see that particular year got me connecting, as I said, with music. It did make me stronger, but then I didn't really see it at the time. You know, I was still pretty wounded and all of that, and carrying on. And so later on, I actually manifested a pretty amazing bully in the workplace, you know. So of course there's different examples will pop up along the way, but I connected with one really, really strongly. And that was a few years ago when I was working in a hotel. Basically, this is sort of before I'd gone full on into my music and things like that. And I was in a space at that time. It's interesting because I look at the whole picture here, the whole picture. At that space and time, I was really like uncovering my spirituality, and I was very focused on mind-body balance. I'd been studying Reiki. I'd been very much in a spiritual kind of minded space, and in a way, part of that, I was looking for almost like peace and serenity, and, you know, just this tranquil life, and that's really what I was striving to get to. Not realizing that that's actually kind of a bit out of balance. You know, there's always support and challenge. And it's a really, really important thing to understand, is that life is always going to present the opposite. You know, if you're looking for a one-sided life of all peace, all happiness, all things, it's not going to happen, because we live in a life of duality with the support and challenge, and that's what makes us grow. You know, we're like plants. We get sun, we get rain, we get hail, we get sleet, we get snow, we get everything thrown at us, and it's how we navigate through that, and we find the best path to grow. That is the essence of life and being human. So what I encourage always is to look for the blessings in the challenges, because that's going to shift the focus there. And rather than it being necessarily a bad thing, it's actually saying, well, how is it serving me? How is it helping me to grow? And yeah, so understanding that we are all beings of cause and effect. You know, there's whatever I do will have an equal and opposite reaction. So there is always a cause and an effect to every action. So when you see that, okay, I've attracted someone into my life that's being particularly difficult and really, really giving me a hard time, well, I would look at the question and say, okay, well, why am I attracting that? What am I doing that is actually attracting that? You know, because again, we're beings, we're cause and effect, we broadcast and we receive. So obviously I'm broadcasting something that is manifesting this person to come into my life and be the role that they're being. It's really, really interesting when you look at it in this way, rather than seeing yourself as somehow separate to the outside world and the outside world is affecting you. You know, we're all interconnected. There's an entanglement, there's energy play, there's everything going on here, that it's like this intricate weave of energy between everybody and everything, and there are no accidents to why, you know, you're attracting what you're attracting into your life. So I go, okay, now having a little bit of an understanding of this, you know, was a benefit to me at that time. But to start with, holy crap, okay. I was very, very, very traumatized by this bully at work. So, okay, let's paint the picture here. So if you imagine pretty much your stereotype, like exec chef, very stocky, very angry temperament, kind of short guy, and strutting around, you know, like he pretty much owns the place. And sure, he's got an important role. Doesn't own the hotel though. That's okay. But very, yeah, very commanding, very authoritative sort of presence, and just, yeah, kind of giving off that vibe of don't mess with me. You know, that's the kind of vibe that you get from this guy. And so what happened, pretty much it came down to one day. I was working there. I was working in this fine dining restaurant, and I'd sort of moved over from different departments I worked in this place and so on. And I was fairly new in this restaurant anyway. Been in the hotel a while, but new into this. And it sort of seemed like, I don't know if you know much about hotels, but exec chefs don't necessarily usually go and work in the restaurant for a dinner service. They don't always generally do that. But it was like this was his stage and his platform to kind of show off in front of all the other chefs. So this is this guy, his like deal. And so I went along and I'm doing my thing, and somebody's asked, you know, can I get this without that? Or, you know, typical restaurant kind of question, whatever it was. And that is fine. You know, I go, yeah, sure, you know, just want to be accommodating, be, you know, do the right thing, be friendly to the customer and that kind of thing. And basically, I went back to the chef, went back to the kitchen and said, oh, this person just wants, you know, this without that or whatever. So, and I've already ordered it. And he's like, well, have you asked us? You know, have you actually come and asked us before you've already gone and told them that that's okay? And I said, well, yeah. So anyway, my life became a living hell in that place after that moment, because essentially it was like he just wanted to put me in my place right there and then. It was like, I've overstepped by wanting to please a customer. Okay, you know, that's fine. That was pretty much what was going on there. And he just took it as an absolute opportunity to really like boost himself up and throw me down, and you know, that kind of thing. Just, yeah, that was his deal. So, you know, I was really like made a spectacle of by him in front of all the other chefs, and it was ongoing. Like, it didn't just stop at this one thing. It became every shift, and it became, you know, like just, oh great, here's a little person to pick on, you know. And then, I mean, I really got reduced to tears by it. I was just hating going to work. It was becoming, you know, really, really quite traumatic to the point that I didn't want to work there anymore and that sort of thing. And so, knowing what I know and having a wider perspective, you know, I hadn't done these studies at this point in time, but I was opening up to a more spiritual perspective, and I was, you know, developing my intuition and that kind of thing, and looking at, the bigger picture, the bigger questions. So one day I came home and I was just so upset, and just, when I need some help with this, you know, this is just ridiculous. This is not the way it should be. This is not how it has to be. So I asked the question really, really strongly in my mind, and I sort of put it out there, and I was like asking my higher self, the universe, everything. I'm saying, what do I have to do to shift this? You know, understanding that everything is energy. Everything is energy. So there's just simply an energy pattern going on here. I'm like, what do I have to do to shift this? This is, you know, beyond a joke now. This is not cool. All right. So trusting my intuition, because this is something that I'd been developing in that time, I went to my cupboard and I found a book that a friend had lent me. And I think it was called The Oracle or something along those lines. It's like a book of insights where, you know, it's one of those things you can flip to it any day and you'll get, you know, the right kind of message, or you'll get something out of it that if you've got a specific question, you'll get the answer. And it was amazing. I turned and I looked and I went bang on this paragraph. And the paragraph said all about setting an intention of balanced giving and receiving of energy. And it was talking about energy dynamics, and it was talking about energy play between people. And the key words in that was like setting an intention of balance, giving and receiving of energy with someone. And I went, wow, okay, well, I can do that, you know, and that's something that I can do. I don't require them to do that, but I can do that. So I thought, okay, this is actually going to be an interesting experiment. And this is, you know, something where I think it's an interesting opportunity to learn. So I went into work and carrying on as normal, and I went, okay, so every single time I saw this guy, every time I passed him in the corridor or saw him just at a distance, I held really, really strong in my intention and in my thoughts, and I basically like broadcasted out and projected out, I intend balanced giving and receiving of energy with you. So I'll repeat that sentence again, because this is one that you really could use, you know, if you're in the same situation, if you need it at any point. Seriously, this is fantastic. I intend balanced giving and receiving of energy with you. So that is the essence of the intention. And that is, you know, something that is absolutely all powerful to focus on. So basically coming back from that and having read this at home, going back to work, starting to project this out. Now, it's interesting to understand that, you know, when I was literally walking past this guy only around this time, you know, if he walked past me in the corridor, it was icy cold. There was no acknowledgement. There wasn't even eye contact. It was just ice. And then, so, okay, I'm starting to work with this intention and I'm projecting it every time I see him. And literally within a few days to a week, there became eye contact. And then the eye contact became a small hello. And then literally within a couple of weeks, it's like a small smile. A week later, there's actually a bit of light conversation going on. And, you know, it's kind of getting friendly. And you go, wow, this is really just reinforcing that intention, reinforcing that energy that I'm actually broadcasting and setting a new energy pattern in play. So what absolutely floored me and what I just went, wow, you know, basically it got to the point, maybe I would say only maybe a couple of weeks or so after beginning this, there was one day I was working in room service that morning and he was the chef in the kitchen and it was friendly, it was fine. And then he said to me, you know what, if you make me a coffee, I'll make you scrambled eggs. And I went, wow, that right there, balanced giving and receiving of energy. Holy crap. You know, this turned around this entire dynamic because I started broadcasting different energy. I started broadcasting a different message, a different signal. And he received it and showed back the balance, reflected back the balance that had been put into place. It's a really, really phenomenal thing to be aware of. And I really, really, really encourage you guys to, yeah, you know, use that if you ever need it, because it's just something that is 100%, yeah, very, very powerful. And, you know, so what I can see, as I've sort of said, is that at that time I was really developing my spirituality, learning about healing, learning about Reiki, looking for this peaceful life, but I was kind of running from challenges at the same time, and I was avoiding pain to seek pleasure. And what life will do if we're doing that, it will present the balance, because we don't grow without both, and it's actually not possible to exist without both. It's just setting yourself up for you know, disappointment, unrealistic expectations, and a lot of discomfort, and I would say, you know, a lot of stress that people go through is really just over that idea that you've somehow got to avoid challenge in life. It's like you don't have to avoid it. In fact, you can't avoid it. So it's all about really turning it around to be something that works for you. You know, so you over support. Here's a really, really big one on bullying. If you're over supported by somebody in your life, you are very likely to attract an aggressor to bring it balance. So if you understand, like sometimes, you know, it can be a parent that's really, really overprotective of a child, and they don't want anything to happen to that child. They'll wrap it up in cotton wool and they'll send it to school, and they'll kind of, you know, give it everything that they think that they never had, and 100% try to give it this 100% peaceful little existence, well, that is setting that child up for an over-aggressor to come and balance that child. So it's really, really important to understand the cause and effect, the balance of support and challenge, and not to have unrealistic expectations on life to be any different. That would be my 100% recommendation on there. And it's, you know, this is all about also sharing what's worked for me. So what has worked for me has been that in that situation, it was about changing the energy that I'm broadcasting. And I thought of this the other day as well, just looking at this. It's like, if you think of sharks, right? And people say, you know, oh gosh, you know, if you are wounded, right, or if you're bleeding, you're not going to go jump in the ocean and swim with sharks, right? Because they're going to go, oh, look, this person's injured. Excellent. Great. Easy target. That is, you know, not a wise move. But we're not really that different in life. You know, if you're wounded, if you're down, if you are in that sort of victim space and, you know, maybe looking for all support, well, you're not going to get all support. So the challenge is going to come as well. And sometimes the challenges will come when you're down, but it's actually kind of pushing you to a point of really breaking through to something magnificent about yourself, you know, and allowing that to come through. So I think it's all about shifting the focus from the outside world to the inside world and saying, okay, well, this is happening outside of me because it's kind of trying to create something inside of me that is going to assist me, is going to help me move forward, is going to help me achieve my goals. You know, whether that might be just the act of stepping up, standing up for yourself, you know, or putting your ideas forward, like not being walked all over, just changing what you're broadcasting will actually change everything. And even with DeMartini's work, and I've heard, you know, he's worked with kids in schools on this exact sort of thing. And, you know, if a kid goes and learns karate, you know, a kid's getting really, really picked on in school, but doesn't actually have to be, you know, retaliating and getting involved in all of that. If they actually just go and learn karate as an external hobby, because maybe they've been a bit passive in their life, and maybe this is actually trying to get them to be a bit more active and a bit more, you know, balanced in what they're projecting, that can be enough to shift the behavior of the bullies at school, because they're no longer going to be picking up that signal of the weak, wounded, you know, victim mentality. That's not going to be there. It's kind of like then they're not the wounded thing jumping in with the sharks anymore. They're going to be giving off a different energy, a different signal. That's it. So there's another side to this as well, where, you know, often we kind of look at bullies as being bad people. And there's another side to this where this is something that I learned through DeMartini, is about how everyone has every trait. So it's really, really important to understand that we all have the same traits. There's nobody here in this chat, there's nobody here either that hasn't been a bully to someone somewhere along the line. You know, we all have done it, whether it's passively, whether it's aggressively, whether it's outwardly, inwardly. You know, we've all done it in some shape or form. You know, we all have that trait. And it's really, really important to own that and love that about yourself, because it's not about trying to disown traits. It's understanding it's all about a game of balance, and it's a game of empowerment and disempowerment. And, you know, there's a lot of talk, or there's been a lot of talk, I've heard it said quite a lot of times, where, you know, they'll call a bully as a coward. You know, people say, oh, bullies are just cowards. And that's okay and true to some degree, but it's also understanding that, well, that person has been disempowered somewhere, whether it's by their parent or an authority figure in their life. they've been disempowered. So they're actually trying to re-empower themselves by their actions that they're doing now. I mean, I've seen it in a workplace. I've seen it in schools. I've seen it all over the place where, you know, say, especially like if you get a boss and they get, you know, beaten down or dominated by their boss, well, then they're going to come and do the same to the lower level or the next level of their subordinates, because it's all about redistribution of power and disempowerment. It's like a power relay in a sense. You know, they get dominated, so they'll dominate to then get dominated and re-empower themselves. So understanding that a bully is simply someone who's trying to get their power back as well. And, you know, the means are what they are. They, you know, you can question that, but there's always a reason for it. Always a reason for it. And so rather than seeing them as a bad thing, I think it's important, and for me, to look at them as being a catalyst for change. They're kind of like an ingredient in the soup that you need to just get the balance right. Because you can't, as I said, live one way or the other. It can't be one way. It's all about finding the balance. And the Edge, I see your comment there, bullies suck. Well, we're all bullies. That's what I'm here to tell you today. It's like we all do it. We all do it. It's important to not disown that part of yourself, because we are all human, you know. And I mean, I could bet if you really looked in your life, I bet all of you could see, like, if you've been, you know, given a hard time by a parent or something, and then gone and taken it out on your sibling or on a friend or on a workmate, you know, we've all done it, 100%. And, you know, I think it's important to ask the questions that will reframe what you're looking at. You know, it's because, again, looking at bullies as being a catalyst for change, we're raised in a society that likes to paint people as good or bad. You know, our kind of legal system depends upon it. But understanding, as I talked about last week in brain function and all of this sort of thing, like you have different levels of the brain and you have different levels of consciousness that are part of that. And so in the highest states of thinking, when we're using that highest brain center, we are not seeing black and white. We see grey. We see oneness. We see that it's all connected. There's a higher order. You know, that's what's going on in those higher centers. As we go down further, you know, in the lower levels of your brain is where black and white thinking is existing. That's at that sort of level of consciousness that you're thinking, oh, that's a bad person. They're bad that they've done that. And so what I'm encouraging is to ask the questions that actually get it shifting up in the levels of consciousness, seeing a higher order, like, okay, so that person gave me a really hard time. Why? So how is that serving me? Okay, you know, I'm not here to be black and white thinking. I'm much more interested in getting back up into these higher centers where you get the clarity and the wisdom and the insights and all of that. So I'm not going to hang out here and go, that's a bad person. Oh crap, you know, my life is ruined, whatever, just because they've done something. No, I don't accept that. So I'm going to ask the questions that are going to lead me up this ladder here and get me into a higher space of thinking. So it's all about, okay, so how did it serve me? What did they make me do? How is this benefiting me? You know, what is it making me do that's actually going to get me on track with my goals? And the more questions, the more answers, the more you can think, the more you're actually raising your consciousness to look at it differently. You bring it, when you bring it into full equilibrium, you're going to actually activate these higher centers of the brain, and that's when you get the gratitude, you get the insights, you see the divine order. There are 100%, you know, equilibrium is possible. It is possible. So any particular thing can be balanced through this. I've seen it, I've experienced it. And I'm always going to have a link, by the way, in the description if you're really interested in looking into this more, because I highly encourage it. I obviously love it. You know, I'm going to leave a link in the description below to one of DeMartini's books called The Breakthrough Experience. And if you have an opportunity or you're interested to check it out, really highly recommend. It goes into all of this into great detail on the exact questions and the process to do it. So yeah, it's all about moving into a higher vibration, seeing things from a wider perspective, and stepping out of that black and white. Black and white doesn't heal. Black and white keeps you stuck in a paradigm. It keeps that person bad, you good. It keeps you pretty much stuck in that situation. So until you're seeing beyond it and actually looking for anything beyond it, that's where it's going to stay. And I believe in, in my heart, it's really about nobody needs to live with that kind of baggage their whole life. Nobody needs to kind of suffer unnecessarily for years and years and years. That's what I'm about. We all have the opportunity or the possibility and the ability within us to actually see beyond it and look beyond it. So that is absolutely key, and I think that's the key to healing this whole thing around bullies, and to look beyond it, to see beyond it, to ask the questions that move you beyond it, and to reframe the whole experience. Understand that it's energy dynamics in play. It's support and challenge. It's nothing more than that. It's not about good and bad. It's really just about energy dynamics and moving you into a different space. Catalysts for change. Sometimes we attract pretty big ones because we actually need a pretty big change, and nothing wrong with that. That's all good. That's it. So, as I've said, I'm all about asking the questions that will bring you to the clarity that you need to shift you beyond that black and white thinking. Black and white thinking is just not healthy for you and your well-being in life. So it's really worth having a look beyond it anyway, is my recommendation. That's what works for me, and I love to share it with you. So that is what it's all about today. So a lot of people that were asking me about this sort of thing were asking, well, what can you do in that particular situation? If you're in that 100% situation where you've got, and Eduardo sort of asking a similar question, how long do you think we are capable of being patient and resilient with people who bully? You can't take it anymore. So Eduardo, and that's a fantastic question, thank you for asking. It's really not about being patient and resilient. It's about changing what you're doing. Because if you're actually attracting that, then I would look at, okay, first of all, I would set the intention, as I talked about before, with that person, whoever it is, and even if it's more than one, set that intention of balanced giving and receiving of energy with that person, because you're starting off just by setting a different energy dynamic in play. That is and reinforce that every time you think of them, every time you see them, 100% reinforce that. And then I would also look at, and I would ask the questions of what they are doing and how is it actually helping you? What are they doing that is actually serving you? You see, I think of another example as well, where I worked in a place where I worked with a particular girl, and she was just one of those people that, like, you would come in the next day and she's written a list of everything you did wrong. She was one of those people that basically kind of try to drag you down all the time, and actually trying to make herself look better by dragging other people down. Now, I have a term for those people as being like crabs in buckets. It's kind of like if they can see someone moving up, doing something empowering, doing something good, then they want to drag them down because, they are not, they're moving beyond you, or I should say, you're moving beyond them, so they want to grab you and bring you down. It's a really weird little thing. Like, apparently it's true that if you've got crabs in a bucket and some of them work out how to escape, there's ones that are down in the bottom that actually pull them back down and pull them back in. It's kind of weird, right? But there are people that do this too. It's like, no, you're not going to a higher level. You're not going away. You are going to be dragged back down here. So that's sometimes what people do. But I would ask the question, right? So even working with someone like that, and working with someone who's really like looking to pick on everything you're doing that's wrong and that sort of thing, I looked at it and went, okay, so what's the benefit? Because I have this understanding. What's the benefit to this person doing this? And I was like, okay, well, they're actually keeping me accountable. They're actually making me more focused on details. They're actually making me better at my job because they're kind of telling me what I missed. They're actually also then giving me better job security. And by giving me better job security, they're actually helping me with my music, because good job security means good income that helps me support what I'm doing with my music. So Stephen Jones says, it's annoying. Yes, Stephen, it is annoying, but that's obvious. We're not interested in looking for the obvious. We want to see the other side, because it's when you find the other side, that's when it's no longer actually going to happen. This is the interesting thing, right? You bring it into balance in your mind, and you are not angry at them anymore. Then they don't need to actually display the same behavior if you've got the message. This is the interesting thing. Your actions will change their actions, because it's a cause and effect. So if you're changing what you're doing, it will change what they're doing. 100%. Because not only will you be broadcasting a different energy, you'll actually perceive them differently, because you're no longer seeing them in a bad light, or you're no longer seeing them as being somehow wrong for what they're doing. Understanding what they're doing as, again, that relay of power. They're just looking to empower themselves, and they're actually serving to re-empower you by what they're doing. So see, Eduardo, I would ask the question, how are they empowering you by what they're doing? Are they making you more convinced about what you want to do? Are they actually just really honoring the fact that you're doing something with your life? Are they really just trying to drag you down because they're moving beyond you, and then it's a confirmation that you're actually doing something that's moving beyond their particular reality? And maybe that is what you want. Maybe it gives you permission to be more creative, be more expressive in who you are, and all that sort of thing. So I would look down the chain, like start that ball rolling, and just asking the questions allows the mind to start to find the answers there. So that's what it's all about. I think it's all about higher thinking, asking the right questions, and also, again, broadcasting a different energy. Understanding, like if you walk into a room and you're in a really shrunken kind of space, you're like, oh, hello, I'm really sorry to be here, and I'm really sorry to, interrupt you guys, and I hope you're enjoying the live stream, and this is really like embarrassing, Or you come in and you're like, okay, hey everyone, I'm here to share some love with you guys, and bam, come in and project the energy that you want to broadcast. You're going to receive a different energy as a result. Whatever you're broadcasting, you're going to receive. So that is the all-empowering aspect of this, is understanding that you are attracting something that is an equal and opposite reaction to what you're broadcasting. If you're attracting aggressors, then you're projecting a weaker, disempowered kind of vibration, and you can change that. That's up to you. You can change that 100%. And that is, again, coming back to what worked for me. And I mean, I could have fallen over when that chef said to me, you make me a coffee, I'll make you some scrambled eggs. That balanced giving and receiving of energy right there. So 100% amazing. Ex Genesis, yes, I am a nut. and I think I'm in good company, so love it. Love you guys. Yeah, so, just some food for thought today on the whole bullying thing. I think there's a little too much focus on black and white and good and bad, and I think if we can start to stretch ourselves and look at things differently, that is what shifts things into a different space. So that is 100% my love. All good. So next up, you guys, we're going to be actually looking at some remixes. This is going to be very, very cool. Thank you guys for your frankly, don't want to ruin it for everyone chatting. This is great knowledge. Well, frankly, it's all about, see, for me, it's all about sharing what's behind the music, sharing what's behind my inspiration, and I just see this as a really lovely way to share what's in my heart. And it comes out through the music, but it's just kind of, I don't know, deeply satisfying for me to share a bit more about all of this with you guys. So that is what this is all about, and I love it. Thank you so much. Hey Paul Watson, good to see you, my friend, over there in Ontario. Good stuff. Hey, we got Timmy here. All right. Hey Timmy, good stuff. All right, so I'm going to be looking on to some of the remixes, and this week we're actually going to have a little bit of a closer look at cybersex. So we all had a heap of fun with cybersex last week. That was just, I don't know, I just love performing that one. It's just a slightly different version, very, very cool. Absolutely. And so I wanted to just share with you a little bit more on some of the remixes, because whether or not you've seen them. Eduardo Romero, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. And you're very, very welcome for the advice. Anything I can do to help, just love it. Beautiful, thank you. Lovely. So yeah, the actual remixes I want to share with you today. First of all, we're going to have a look at one from Andy BSK. So I don't know if you've heard all the remixes for cybersex, but it is the Andy BSK one. It's like, even when I'm putting together this clip, right, and a bit of vision to go with this, that is, oh my goodness, it just makes you want to move. Like, I had so much fun because I was like working with the video clip and making it in the right time to go with Andy's remix. I love it. And I was like, I want to make the whole clip to this song, and it's just like, anyway, if you haven't heard it, you'll hear it in a second, because Andy BSK's is just beautiful. So much yeah, great energy, great vibe, just makes you want to, yeah, Axe Genesis, excellent. He's heard it's good, excellent. He understands. But yeah, it's just got a great vibe and energy to it. So, like I said, I'm listening to it and just checking over the video footage I put together, and I'm sitting in my chair, I'm not moving. Excellent. And then I want to mention Deep Energy. Deep Energy was the winner, as I've mentioned before, for the cybersex remix competition. And don't know if he's here in the chat today or here on the live stream. He said he was going to try to be. That's all good. But we'll send out some love for Deep Energy anyway, because he is an amazing producer and has worked with a few of my releases in different ways. Human, he was a co-writer of that. He was also a co-writer in Are You Ready? But the cybersex Deep Energy remix is holy crap. I remember when it got sent through, and I was listening to it on my phone, and I was at work at the time, and I was just like, wow. I was like on a break, and I came back and I was late because I had to listen to it like 2 or 3 times. It's amazing. Yeah, really love that one. So that was an outstanding effort. Definitely want to share with you some of the Deep Energy remix. And also the remix number 3 that I want to show you is a bit of the orchestral mix from my favorite classical composer, Altostratus Exosphere. It takes practice to learn how to say that one. He, oh my goodness, you will probably go, how could you create an orchestral mix of cybersex? Well, I don't know that it's all, but it's yes, it's orchestral, but it's so ambient, and it's just it's got this richness in the bass. Hey, Risveglio! Good to see you, my friend. He made it. Yay, Israel Rodriguez is pumped. Fantastic. But yeah, I love to end on the note of Alto Stratus because it's just an amazing energy. I don't know, I get goosebumps with that one just about every time with the orchestral one, so I really love to share that with you guys. It's just ambient, stunning, amazing piece. Yeah, and so we're going to Richard NC just here. That's funny. Dear. So we're going to have a little look at the remixes for Cybersex. All right, let's have a look. right, you guys. Really cool to share that with you. Fantastic. And yes, definitely people getting some chills over the orchestral mix there. Love it. Yeah, I really, there's something amazingly satisfying about that particular version. Just love it. So glad you guys agree. Lots of love going out for Alto Stratus here today. Fantastic. X Genesis brain orgy. I love that. I will pass that on. That's a good one. Nice. Excellent. And yeah, a lot of love for all the remixes there, you guys. Brilliant. Deep Energies. Yes. All good. Nice one. And we've got another visitor from Brazil. Hey, good to see you over there. All good. Yes. Lothar. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, Lothar. Good to see you. But yes, floating on a in a space-time continuum. Something like that. Fantastic. Yay. Hey, Alexi. Good to see you. I hadn't seen you pop in there just yet, so nice. All good. Very good. So, you guys, do you realize what that means? We are coming up to now. I have a little very, very exciting thing for you prepared today because what's coming up next is it's trivia time. Check it out. Check it out. Look. Oh, that's so exciting. Do you like my graphic? I did. I made that this week. Too much fun. Oh, and Rizviglio, so you've got to watch a replay and go. And thank you so much for the tip in the little tip jar over there too as well. Sorry, I missed that when it came through. So all good. Thank you, my friend. Big love to you if you've got to move on today. That is all good. And yes, we'll catch up with you on the replay. All good. So it's trivia time. Hooray. Excellent. This is Maria Curry. Still got the chills going on. Fantastic. Keep it going. Well, you guys, what we are doing over here for the trivia time this week is we're going to be doing 5 questions. 5. The whole left to right thing on the viewer thing gets me sometimes. Left, right. So, yay, everyone likes the graphic. I'm happy about that. Trying to make it slightly cheesy, but not too cheesy. That's good. Richard never knows the answers, but we'll keep trying. You never know. You hang out here long enough, you'll get them. But so we're going to have 5 questions, and what that is going to mean is that's 5 opportunity for 5 people to win the prize. So the prize that we're all playing for is an MP3 download of the full EP, the whole, I think it's 10 songs around there, 8, 10, the whole EP of Cybersex. Yay. So all those remixes you just heard will be yours, and the original and the other amazing remixes that are part of that release will all be yours for 5 of you, if 5 of you get the right answers, or as many of you as can get the very first fastest answer. All right, so now we know what we're all playing for. We will get on with the trivia. Okay, you guys, so this is testing your Brioni Faith trivia. It's a little obscure this week. It's a bit tricky, but we're going to make it interesting. All right, that is all good. So, in which of my music videos does one of the dancers do a somersault, like a flip? One of the dancers in one of the music videos does a flip. It was really, really unexpected. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, he's standing on a concrete platform and he jumps and does a flip and then just carries on dancing like it's nothing. Amazing. Okay, so now the dancer's name is Neo, and I'm giving you some hints while we're waiting for lag and for some answers to come through. At the moment, this particular industrial dance, oh, Tomcott. Got it in there with Human. Ooh, very, very good. First answer, Tomcott. You got it. Human. Technically, I'm going to let you guys get away with it. Technically, it's human industrial mix. Human industrial mix. But I'll let it go because I love you all, and that's fine. All good. All right. Good job, Tom Cott. You got yourself a Cyber Sex EP download this week. Doing well. I think that's like 3 weeks in a row, maybe. Killing it. All right. Fantastic. All right. To this is going to be an interesting question. You guys, question number 2 is pick a number between 1 and 10. Yeah. Okay, there's a theory behind this, right? It's actually the day of my birthday. Just the number of the day of my birthday. But it's also, I'm referencing here last week's stream a little bit, and this is the number of how many layers of the brain. How many days of the week? How many chakras do we have? How many levels of consciousness? I'm actually just trying to play on the fact that this particular number has a very big correlation to a lot of things in universal law and so on. Ax Genesis 7. Very good. Excellent. You locked it in, Ax. That is all yours. You have got yourself a Cybersex EP as well. All right. Very good. A lot of 7s coming through there. You guys worked it out. Good job. Okay, so we are on to, we got Tom Cott has won one. Ax Genesis has locked it in. Everyone's just flying through numbers right now. Nice work. Oh, there we go. It's always interesting on the trivia. You never know what question I'm going to fly at you. All good. So, question number 3 is going to be complete this line. This is a lyric of one of my songs, and the lyric is, I will hold your hand. 3 words follow. I will hold your hand. So complete this line. It is the title of a song. It is the bonus track on the Down For You release. It rhymes with I might hold off on that one a bit because the lag will still be coming through. It rhymes with in the park. Okay, so we're looking for the title of a song. Complete this line. I will hold your hand. Okay, let's see how we're going. Waiting for some things to probably flood through. We might be having a bit of lag over here. Don't know. Are we going to have a never mind on this question? Hang on. Let's see. Christine locked it in. Christine, fantastic. Good work in the dark. Christine nailed it. Good job. All right. So that's 3 down. We got Ax, Christine, Tom Cott killing it over here on the trivia. All right. So 2 more chances, you guys. 2 more chances. 2 more questions. Here we go. Number 4. All right. Oh, this is going to be an easy one. Easy one if you've been here this whole time in the stream. Get ready to type in really, really fast. Okay. Who was the dancer featured in the Industrial Dancer interview today? All right. Here we go. Who's going to be first? The Industrial Dancer that was on the interview on the stream today. Let's go. Who is fastest? I'm not giving any hints for this because you've been here, most of you guys. And maybe I'll give one little hint because you need a full name. Full name I want because it's full name. Full name. Yes. Oh, I'm going to forgive the typo. Very good. Excellent. You know what? We've got Rizveglio has it there with a typo, and Byron has it there in perfect perfect typed fashion. So you know what? I'm going to give it to both of you guys because Risveglio, you were first, but Byron, you got it. Capitals and everything, 100%. So I appreciate that. Byron and Risveglio, you're both going to get that one. Good job, you guys. All right. Okay, now, very tricky question for the last one. Just very, very tricky. All right. So it's going to be a tough one. I'll totally accept typos on this. And boy, this is going to be, I'll be really impressed if you guys get it. Anyway, number five. We've got, what is the name of the composer who creates all of the orchestral mixes of my songs? Okay. The composer, it's two long words that actually are relevant to a cloud formation, but we just had him on the remixes just before with that orchestral mix, the one you all got goosebumps to. It was just amazing. That was one of his. So let's see if anybody can try to get it in there. We've got, I'll give you a start on it. Oh, The Edge, Mr. X. It's very, very close. Close in the sense of identity, but it's a lot more difficult to spell than that one. So we're looking for the composer of the orchestral mixes. Orchestral. Okay, so the first word of the name starts with alto. A-L-T-O. See if anybody can get it. A lot of mystery. Oh, Frank Lee. Nailed it. Oh, nearly spelt perfectly right too. Frank Lee. Alto Stratus Exosphere. Good job. There's just an extra S in there, but that is all forgiven because it's a very difficult name. And I even spelt it wrong once on an actual video. So let's not discuss that. We'll pass along that one. Oh, good. You guys, that is all 5 questions for today. So we've got Frank Lee, Tomcott, Axe Genesis, Risveglio, Byron, and Christine. 6 of you ended up winning from 5 questions. Good job, you guys. So please make sure that you message me either on Facebook or email me. Make sure you get me the contact details to send that link to you. Yay! Woohoo! So that is trivia time. Trivia time. Woohoo! For another week. I'm loving my sign over here. All good, you guys. Eduardo, don't be upset. Maybe next week or next time. Anyway. Good job, you guys. Well done, everyone. Stephen Jones, you're a good sport. Excellent. Good job. All right. So, do you realize what that means now? We're going to just move away from that little guy for a moment. Dun, 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 dun. Risveglio, well done, by the way. It's still here. Good job. All right. So, we have the amazing Blue Bowl coming out now, which is playing for the hard copies, 3 of these of your choice. Signed, sent out to you, all of that. And what giveaway would be complete without, no, we've got to the wrong one. Da, 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 da. Without the giveaway graphic. Hey, I'm doing this myself today, so at least I had to get one wrong, right? Axe Genesis, Ugly Boulder. Yes, we're waiting for the Axe Genesis Purple Bowl. It'll be officially titled. Is on its way. So very excited about that, everyone. We're going to have a Purple Bowl coming up. But for now, we have the blue still. And holding onto that and picking a name blindly over here with our fancy new giveaway graphic as well. So hold this up in a way that can hopefully be seen. Who is it? Angel. I'm trying to read it through the camera. That's really good, isn't it? Angel M. Delgado. Oh, that'd be right. Can you believe it? The 1 week he can't be here. Oh, Angel. Well, I'm so happy that you got it. Angel is New York City. He's been here pretty much every every week just about. So, oh well, very happy to send it out for you this week, Angel. Good job. Excellent. So thank you again, all you guys, for giving a giveaway. I've got giveaway flashing in my face. Giveaway for doing the thing with the Facebook, sharing, liking, commenting, you know, all of that just helps spread the word about the live stream and let people hear about it and share the love of that. So if you're not part of it, the way to get in there is just to be part of the Facebook page kind of post. And what I do is every Thursday, Friday, I put up a post that's just sort of like saying about the live stream and it's giveaway time. And if you share, like, comment on that post, then your name is in the bowl. And that's it. And you'll go in the draw to win 3 of the EPs of your choice. So Angel this week. Good job. Yay. All right. Yay for Angel. Awesome. He's been trying every week and really hanging in there. So good job, Angel. All right. And that's it. If you win once, keep trying, because then you'll get the other 3 and you'll have the whole set. Amazing. All good. All right, you guys. So we can move away from this little one over here now. All right. And thank you so much, all of you, for being here today. You know, it's been a pleasure as always to share this time and space with you. Just awesome. And I've definitely been carrying on for a long time today. I seem to do that. It just seems to be getting longer and longer. That is all good. But yes, basically next week is going to be another hangout. I'll be here with you guys again. Same format, all of this. And we'll be sharing another interview with another industrial dancer, which I'm really looking forward to next week. Then it's going to be another topic of the week, which I haven't chosen yet. I will keep you posted on that in my Facebook page during the week and get some feedback from you guys. But, you know, if you do have any topics of the week that you'd really, really love, or you've got specific questions about something that perhaps, you know, some of like what I've learned, I might be able to help share that with you. I would love to hear from you. So please do, if you've got any questions along those lines, share them or message me or in the Facebook page. Definitely let me know, even in the comments, if it's after the replay, sending out love to replay people. You know, definitely, like, in the comments, if you've got questions or insights, things that you'd love to discuss or love to open up here on this platform and for me to address as like the topic of the week, I would love to know what you would love to hear. So 100%, this is totally for you guys. And, you know, I do respond to questions and things that come up, and a lot of my inspiration on what topics to share might actually come from you know, messages from you guys as well. So that's just all important. I'm here for you guys to be of service to you, and obviously sharing love, inspiration, insights through the music, through the platform that we have here as well. And yeah, keeping that going on a weekly basis. This is my absolute love, and I love sharing it with you all. And thank you again for being here another week with me. Fabulous. So we'll definitely look forward to catching up with you next week. And Eduardo had asked a little question on a next project. I will definitely keep you up to date with that as soon as I have something more to share on it. At the moment, things are still in formation, but let's just say that there is one that's not too far away. And as soon as I can kind of get the finished mixes and give you maybe even a little sneak peek, I will definitely do that. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. X Genesis, sharing the love. You guys love it. Thank you so much. And these guys, oh my goodness, I have to give a shout out. Axe and Christine have gone and created a beautiful Facebook page or group. I'm not sure which it is, but yeah, you know, a lot of love to you guys for doing that. That's just amazing. And Christine for getting an amazing tattoo in the last week that actually has the words "You're not alone" on it, and a little BF there, and just touched my heart, made me teary, and just made me like, wow. So big love, mwah, to Christine and Axe. You guys are superstars, and your support is amazing. So thank you again. Love it. Big group hug, everyone. Big group hug. You guys are amazing. And yes, looking forward to more industrial dancers interviews coming through, and hoping to get some more through and keep that going on a weekly basis as well. Beautiful. So thank you all again from my heart. Mwah. Absolutely awesome to catch up with you and be here with you, and looking forward to it all again next week. So have an amazing, inspiring week, and be your most amazing, creative, inspired selves. You are awesome. All right. Love to you all from here in Australia, and look forward to seeing you soon. So bye for now, and a bientôt.